Welcome to the All Metal Mode podcast with your host, Michael Haer. Tune in every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern with co-host Gypsy Jules, and every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern with Matt Hoffman as we talk to guests, discuss metal detectors, equipment, and everything treasure related. Feel free to join in the discussion in the chat room during the show, and please, if you like what you hear, we'd appreciate you taking a moment, hit that like button, and share the link with your friends. We hope you enjoy the show. The All Metal Mode podcast starts right now.
Hey everybody, welcome to the All Metal Mode podcast. What do you think about that new intro? I don't think Gypsy can hear it when I do it, so she didn't. I don't think she caught it. Gypsy, you'll have to, after the show, go back and listen to that. It's turned out really good. Of course, she knew it was getting done. A big shout out to Siren Kimmy. We appreciate it so much, and make sure to check out her YouTube channel. Gypsy, I don't know that I know her YouTube channel. I think I'm subscribed. Do you know that? It might just be Siren Kimmy.
Right.
If I'm not...
Yeah, I think it's Siren. No, it's Girls Rock Metal Detecting.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Let me look it up real quick. I think I watched her, Girls Rock Metal Detecting. I watched her new video today, her Thanksgiving video.
Very cool.
She also has a contest going on as well.
What's her contest?
She's giving away actually something from Digger's Den.
Cool.
Yeah, a digger from Digger's Den, little handheld digger, along with a sticker, and she's giving away some T-shirts as well.
She contacted me wanting to buy something that Brian is way more knowledgeable about, so I sent her his way. So good deal.
Awesome.
Good deal. I didn't know about that, but I mean I knew that they'd gotten in touch with each other and stuff, so that's good. Let me see. Tomorrow night, Matt and I will have Noel. I can't say his last name. I think it's Miavez. Discussing the Equinox 800. He's a MindLab user, E-Track, CTX, Equinox 800. Very knowledgeable guy. I've known him for many years. He's up in Northeast Ohio. Matter of fact, I put him in touch with Matt. And Thursday. If you guys haven't tuned in yet, even if you can't catch it live, I highly recommend tuning in Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the All Metal Mode UK podcast. I have been having so much fun with that. Dave Sadler from, my mind just went blank, from the Archaeology and Metal Detecting magazine is my co-host. And between him and Luke Higgins, which is also part of ArchMD Mag, they have been just getting some killer guests. We just had a fellow on this past Thursday that found 3 torques, the first of their kind in the UK. They were like gold solid necklaces. Is the best way to know how to describe it. Yeah. I don't know exactly. It was told to me what was given for them, and I don't remember now. It was hundreds of thousands of dollars that they were sold for. We've had some really great people. I can't think of his last name. Chris, that was on that TV show. My mind is horrible, Gypsy. You'd think I'd write stuff down better. God, it escapes me, but we had him on. His YouTube channel is Addicted to Bleeps. Great guy. He was a wonderful guest. We've had just amazing guests. We've had Gary from XP. We've had Delic from Nocta Macro on. This Thursday, we're having Richard Lincoln on to discuss the Rudis Alder 71, and we will be giving one away. Now, that's only for the UK, but tune in. This guy, I don't know him personally. I hear he's very knowledgeable on the Rudis. I love the Rudis, so I'm looking forward to talking to him about that. So yeah, good things. If you guys haven't caught it, I highly recommend it. Like I said, it's All Metal Mode UK. It's on every Thursdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Somebody's calling in. I still can't take calls, so sorry, can't do it. The only way I can take a call, I have to put Gypsy on hold, or I've got to hang up on her, take the call her back in. I don't know how the other shows are doing it. I don't know. I've tried to go back and get before the update. It still does the same thing. I've checked all my settings. I don't know. Whoever tried to call in, I apologize. We just can't take calls. What have you been up to, Gypsy?
Right. I'm currently in East Texas, near Tyler. If any one of you are familiar with Tyler or Gilmer, Pittsburgh area, a lot of pine trees here. A lot different from the area I live in currently, where there's a lot of cactus and stuff like that. But beautiful area. So today I went detecting in the woods a little. My father and I. My dad likes to go detect, dig for me, and so we were detecting in the woods where last year I found what's it called? Woodman of the World little pin from the 1800s. Huh. That was really neat, really neat little relic. And then was out there and also earlier this year I found my very first shield nickel out there.
Ooh.
In the same area. And so today we went back to the same area, and I dug a little Victorian-type looking brooch. I think it's probably early 1900s or late 1800s.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's old. That's an old brooch for sure.
It's old, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I just wish it still had whatever stone or cameo or whatever was in there. And then I got a button, but it's just like a suspender button. Nothing too exciting, but I was hoping there's got to be some more coins out there.
Right.
There's definitely a homestead, but I think I need to clear out some of the brush first and then try going back over it with a larger coil on the Max or putting it on the AT Pro and kind of switch back and forth from the small coil to the large. I've got the large nail coil, the Storm coil, so I can get some more depth, because everything out there I was digging was very deep, deep. And it's all under roots. I hate digging in the roots, but we all have to do it when we're digging in the woods out in the...
If you need real deep, do you want to borrow one of my detectors? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I had to throw that out there. I love Garrett's. I'm just kidding. What a jerk.
Get some depth, but I was using the itty-bitty coil today.
Right.
The small Super Sniper coil, because I'd hunted that area some before, but there's so much brush and trees, and there's a lot of... The problem here in East Texas, you've got those thorn vines.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what you call them, but they've got thorns all over them, and they're these vines, and you can't even... Today, I brought my machete out there, and my dad was helping me clear some areas so I could just even get up in there with the detector. But,
tough, huh?
Do you ever detect much in wooded areas, or?
I mean, I have what I have found, like where I'm from in Ohio, there's patches of woods in the fields for the most part. There's not much woods. And what you find is, like, say I overlay and there was a foundation in the woods, a lot of times the farmers would haul rocks out of there. They'd make it their dump area. Find them really, they can be really tough to hunt. I found some good stuff out of sites like that, but at least where I'm from in Ohio, usually they've also accumulated trash in that area.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Hate it when that happens.
Right. Yeah. There is one down when I lived down in Lancaster, Ohio, that it was like, I mean, there were roofing metal, like, full sizes, and I mean, it turned into a dump at like probably, earlier part of 1900s, but I working out away from it, I found some really nice stuff. And yeah, I've had some good ones. For sure.
Yeah, it's tough hunting in the woods because you've got the roots and you've got the briars and the trees in the way, but right now is the best time to hunt because a lot of that is dying out because of the colder weather coming in. So it's a little easier to get up in there because once you're in the summer, it's almost impossible. I was
what? Another one that came to mind, a school that was right down the road. Everybody just pounded it all the time. It was an old school, and in the back, it was flat, but it was surrounded by a steep hill, a wooded hill. And I went in there one winter, and it was still so grown up, it would rip your headphones off and everything else. But man, did we find a lot of good stuff in there. Like, I've always found, and I don't mean to give anybody a hard time here. A lot of detectorists are lazy. They won't get in, they won't get into the woods. They won't, you got a lot of coin shooters, and they want the clean, flat, manicured grass. And, I found, I worked a tree line at a school one time. It was all brush and stuff, and I'd clear the brush out, and then I'd hunt, and then I'd clear some more brush out. It was winter, and it was dead. And I found like 3 silver coins, including a quarter. I think it was just a Washington along that fence line, and same thing. Detectors have been pounding it forever.
Wow.
So I've learned that detectorists are lazy. We're a lot of times we're lazy. So look for places they don't, under brush and bushes and stuff like that. Hunt them.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I'll go back to an area that I've pounded many times because sometimes especially different times of the year, when certain plants die out and stuff, and it's easier to get in, to certain areas because sometimes it'll be so grown up you can't even get your coil in there, or get it very close to the ground.
Yeah. They're telling me, Paul's telling me you're hard to hear for some reason. I just turned your volume up, so okay. He said we're good. We're good. So
it may be also. I apologize, y'all. I'm in East Texas. I'm at my parents' house, and I'm usually do the podcast on my cell phone. And tonight I'm on my parents' landline, and I don't know how well this phone or how. I'm not used to landlines anymore.
You sound fine to me. I just had to turn my volume way down, actually, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Huh. What about you? What to lately? Any more detecting since you've been back from Ohio?
Kids. I went out the other day for a little bit. Didn't even get out long. I was hoping to get out good for Thanksgiving, but I had to help. And yeah, Bill said, "What's a landline?" That's funny.
Oh, what's a landline? Right?
That is too funny. Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
I
got out the other day a little bit. I'm testing a few things right now that I don't want to talk about, but yeah, having fun. I'll be out tomorrow, and Steph's off Thursday too, so I'm gonna get out twice this week. If I'll probably have to sneak out, so because she's gonna be stuck with the kids all by herself. So I figure if I get up early and sneak out before she's up, I'll be okay.
Yeah. Sneak out while the baby's still sleeping.
Yeah, see you suckers. Yeah, a lot of times.
Man.
A lot of times Monkey will go with me, though. She hasn't been real into it lately. She hasn't been really into it. So I got to talk about something. I hate to bring it up. But I think it's important. And, if I say something, I mean it. Oh, Steph was listening in. She said, "You're not that sneaky." So I might not be metal detecting tomorrow and Thursday. So we've had Frank Sanders on a few times, and I've heard some good things and stuff. Well, he wanted to have a contest giving away a Depth Devil. I didn't even bring it up. He brought it up. And it never got sent out. So I got to make that right. Now that's okay. I'm okay with that. No big deal. But in the meantime, I've talked to a couple people that he's had their detectors for months. And one of them definitely feels like he's getting the runaround and stuff. I had him on the show. I talked highly of him from what I heard. And so I feel like, as much as I hate to do it, I also have to make people aware of that. I've had 2 people contact me about sending their Tesoros to him, and I've told them not to. And, I feel like bringing it up, as much as I hate to, is the right thing to do. So I don't know what's going on, and maybe things will get better, maybe things will change. It has absolutely nothing to do with him not sending out the contest prize. I will take care of that. That's not important. But when you have customers who are, you've had their detector for months and you've promised them and not came through, that's an issue. And, I'd never bring it up if I didn't have him on the show. I had him on the show because I'd only heard good things. He was actually recommended to me. So that's all an issue. So I'm going to skip right past that. I got it out there. And, yeah. Sorry.
Well, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, me too.
It all works out. But,
yeah. For now, I can't recommend him. I just can't. I can't recommend if that's happening. I mean, one person told me he's had his detector since like June. Yeah, and is going to send it out and do this and do that, and that's not right. Another person, it was even longer. So that's not good. I don't know. Hey, I'm not mad at him. I'm not, I don't know what's going on in his life. I don't know, but I can't, at the same time, I can't sit here and recommend him. And since I have recommended him in the past, I've got to say I no longer support him. So something I want to talk about, my trip to Ohio, I might have talked about this already, but another caller calling in, again, I can't take calls. If I take a call, it's all bad. Yeah, Ken, I agree. Look, I make headphones, and I've screwed up. I've overlooked people. Man, one of the problems I have. I get messages, I get text messages, I get emails, I get Facebook messages, and sometimes I've had two people that kind of got left behind. I didn't have their money or anything like that, but yeah, whoever's calling, I can't take your call. Can't take it. So, yeah, exactly. We all make mistakes, man. It happens. I sent a pair of headphones out that it was right after my son was born, and they didn't work. What happened, I don't know. Of course, I test all my headphones. I made it right. You make things right. It's really important to do that. I mean, in this day and age, the last thing you want is somebody out there talking bad about you. And, even if somebody is talking bad about me, if it's true, I'd say, yeah, I messed up, made a mistake. It happens, it does, but I promise you, I would never screw anybody around intentionally. I took care of those headphones. I sent them out, and the first time ever, I had a cord, the connection go bad. So what I did is I made him up a whole new pair of headphones. Didn't even have him ship his back. I made him up a new pair of headphones and two cords. Hey, Gypsy, I'm going to take this real quick, okay?
Okay,
I'll call
you go
back.
for it. Okay.
Hello, who do we have? Well, that was neat. You there?
Yeah.
They hung
Did
up.
you get it?
No, they hung up. So, hey, Paul, I appreciate you saying that because, man, I really didn't want to bring it up. I don't want any issues. I just, yeah, but I do. I recommend him. And to hear two bad stories about him, I've got to say something. I've got to say something to that because I've recommended the guy. So, yeah. Stray, if that was you, I apologize. I can't. If I take calls, I've got to hang up on Gypsy first and call her back in. It's a whole issue. But yeah, that's out there. So when I went to Ohio, I'd like to skip past that. When I went to Ohio, I had permission for one site that had seven. I had permission for one field, huge field that had 7 different sites on it from like 1858 to 1880 something. All of them gone by 1900. And I went back with about 9 other sites ready to go. And what happened was, I get back there and I found 4 out of the 7 sites. Now I called Bill the other day, Bill Marsh, and him and I were talking about it, and he's ran across that too. Look, I am good at overlaying. I've done it for years. It's put me right on sites. I had, for one of the sites, Matt was with me, and so was Tom Dunn. He's in chat, or was. I know he doesn't feel good. I don't know if he's still with us. And we walked a huge area, and the field was just sterile. So what happens to why am I not finding stuff there? Why is it like nothing ever existed? I mean, if you've never hunted sites like this, if you've ever hunted sites, field sites where houses used to be and stuff, what you find in Ohio, for the most part, when they're on the 1858, when they're on the maps that were from like 1850s to 18, well, I mean, the maps go up higher, but I look from like 1850 to 1880. And when you find them on that, I mean, iron was heavily used at that time. And you will know when you come across these sites, because, I mean, there's just tons and tons of iron. Then you start seeing brick and pottery everywhere, glass on top. You know, they've gone to no plow a bunch, and you don't see as much brick and pottery as you used to. But you will definitely, I mean, your detector will go crazy with iron. So the other sites on this property, over the 4 that I hunted, overlined perfectly. We walked right out to them. We're metal detecting. There's iron. There's everything else. That one that I hunted with Matt and Tom, there was nothing. And I mean, we covered, it would have been about 40 yards off the road. There was a house across the street that was on the 1870 something map, so it should have overlined perfect. We probably covered 200 by 200 yards outside of this to find it, and nothing. Sterile. They left. We did hunt another site. I hunted another site with those guys, and then the next day or the day after that, Steph and I went there, and in another field, the same owner, there were 2 house sites. Now, nothing. Steph and I walked way out past, circled back, came back in, and we just, nothing, sterile. And so how does that happen? And this isn't the first time. I mean, this has happened throughout the years. I'd be really curious if anybody has any idea. You know, Bill brought up a point that I had never heard of. He said if they were close, you know, if it was like in the works to be built, the map maker would go ahead and add it. But when the first site I hunted with Matt and Tom, it wasn't on any other map but like the 1874 map, I believe. But the one in the back, it was there. It was there on 2 different maps, and the other one was on 2 or 3 different maps. And I mean, sterile, no iron, no brick, no pottery, no nothing. No, nothing.
You had your detector on, correct?
Oh, I should have checked that. No, it was on. Yeah, it was on. Yeah, I don't know. And, you know, it's happened before. It's happened, another similar thing. Yeah, Paul said makes sense, registered but never built. But when it shows it on 2 different maps, that doesn't make any sense. You know, that are maps that are years apart. That doesn't make any sense. Another time I was hunting a field, and the first site I went to was probably 150 yards out. And I mean, walked right up to it, hunted it, and went back a couple days later about at the other end of the field, which was a good distance. There were 2 sites back there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I went home, re-overlaid everything. Everything lined up perfect, lined up still with the front sight. Nothing there. You know, how does that happen? What's another one was way back in the field along a creek. I mean, I should have walked right up to it and just, yeah.
Huh. Do you ever look on Google Earth or anything like that to see like a above 3D cut imagery or view or anything?
Yeah, I use Google Earth quite a bit. Yeah. Bill said maybe the second cartographer copied the first map. I guess that's a possibility. I guess that's always a possibility, but I don't know. I tend to think, all these years of overlaying, and I think you'll agree, Bill, I think they took a lot of pride in their mapping skills, and I just don't see them doing that. I think they went out there and physically were on the ground and surveying everything. I don't know. It's just a weird thing that's been on my mind, something I would love answered, or some better clues or ideas to. So if anybody has any, let me know.
Steve says land leveling can move stuff long ways. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening here. Somebody keeps calling and they're driving me crazy. Can you guys hear it when a call comes in?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. I think it's just on my end.
I want to go ahead and get it, and then you can call me back.
Well, the last time I got it, they hung up on me.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's some of kids playing games again or what, but oh, they can hear it. So yeah, that's great.
Huh.
Quit calling. Yeah, I keep trying to get to them before they're too loud, before you can hear them, but I miss it every time. But yeah, that's something, I don't know, it's really been on my mind. Like, what happened? Well, where did that go? What's, I thought about topsoil being taken off, but there's good topsoil there. They're sterile. We're not finding iron. We're not finding that heavy concentration of iron or anything. Just a weird situation. And, I know I understand things can be disturbed and 100 years later not look like, but the back site, that was all rolling hills. I would have thought if they come in and took dirt or something, they would have flattened it out, Bill, I wrote an article, and I actually say maybe it was aliens, and, I don't know. They just don't make sense. If you do that kind of thing, you're going to run across them sites that just don't show up. And, it could be what Bill's saying, but when they're on two different maps, I don't know. I don't know if they would have done that or not. I think the map makers of that period really took pride in what they were doing. Jason, I use Google Earth. Every time I've tried Mapzilla, I get mad and just delete it off my phone. But if you're saying, do I do Google Earth or Mapzilla because you're wondering if I'm overlaying correctly? Man, I've been overlaying for years, and I've walked up hundreds of sites and found them right away. I like Google Earth. I mean, I know Mapzilla works good. It's been explained to me. I've even seen it. One of the things I like about, and I don't overlay like most people overlay. I literally jump back and forth between the maps. They're over top of each other, and I use a pointer on my screen, and I can constantly adjust and make changes on the fly to make sure everything's lining up right. So, Tom Dunn said the Ohio Giants ate them and carried away their house. You ever heard about that? Have you ever heard about the Ohio Giants?
Oh, the Giants. Tell me more. I've heard a little. Supposedly,
long time, I want to say BC, supposedly there was a race of giants in the Ohio Valley. And this goes, there's different places all over the country and the world that talks about these giants. But I have never checked it out, but there's a website that lists all these news articles and stuff like from the 1800s where these giants were dug up. And the Indians, have passed down through oral tradition about these giants with these giants with 2 rows of teeth and how there was a big battle and they were wiped out. And supposedly, there's a cover-up by archaeologists and museums and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's really curious.
Well, when we get to have Terry Carter on as a guest, he's done several videos on several things that was discovered. I think one was in Ohio, but there's other states where several bones and caves and things that were found where there were giants discovered. And there has been a lot of cover-up, from what I've heard, but there's been too much proof and too many witnesses, I should say, that have seen this firsthand, that supposedly credible witnesses. Terry could get in, more into that.
Yeah,
and,
when are we going to have him on?
Hopefully soon. I need to. I'll actually be seeing Terry when I go to Colorado. I'll be going to Colorado in January coming up. January, I'm going to be at an international sports expo in Denver, Colorado.
Oh.
And I'll be at a booth there with the Watts, with Wayne, and Terry will be there. Also, Nugget Noggin will be there. And
very cool.
Another fellow we need to have on, I think Terry, he's taken Terry out to metal detect at a place in, where was it? Somewhere in Colorado. And Terry's got a video on it where he found some, I can't remember if it was a seated half, or I'll have to rewatch the video. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's been a couple months ago. But if y'all get a chance, we'll try to have him on as a guest. I'll contact him, Mike. I apologize.
Oh, no
problem. I was
problem.
going to get back.
Hey, let me take this real quick. Let me take this call.
Sure, you go for it.
Hello? Hello?
I'm back.
Hello?
Ripoji.
Evidently, our kids are back that were causing problems before. So that's awesome. You back? You there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have kids that would call in and prank call us all the time. They're back. They're back.
So it's a kid?
Yeah, it's
okay.
a kid.
I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah, I got to see if I can block that number or send somebody to murder them or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's aggravating. Super aggravating. Huh. Good to know. Good to know. I don't like kids anymore. Did I tell you that? Have I told you that? I don't much care for kids.
Wait till your little man gets a little older. Then he'll be out detecting with you, and then you'll like kids again.
You know what? I know. I mean, you do the best you can and stuff, but I mean, seriously, where are these parents? If I caught my son doing some of what these kids do, oh Lord,
In deep trouble.
you know what I mean? Like, what's the deal? The one kid got on and was talking about a purple dildo one time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there was a group of them playing a video game, and they had nothing better to do but to call in and cause issues. Yeah. Ken said, "Wait till they move out of the house." It's awesome. Yeah, kids like that, their parents didn't get them ready for life. So yeah, I guess I got that to look forward to. I don't know. So let's get back on track. Kids just drive me crazy. Here's a good one that I've been, and hopefully I'm going to make a video on this soon. I've got a YouTube channel. I think I've got like 13 subscribers now. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like I don't do
know
much. Our podcast goes to it. I hate doing videos. When I go out detecting, I want to detect. Just me.
Right.
That's just me.
What's
Oh
your
my God, they're calling
new?
again.
Oh, is it all metal mode?
Huh?
What's your new channel? Is it all metal mode?
I don't know. I'd have to look. I think I think it's just my name. No, I've had it for like a year and a half. I just rarely do anything to it or anything. Hold on, let me look.
I'm looking too.
It's mostly just, there's like 6 or 7 videos, but the rest of it's our podcast and a couple people listening here and there.
I found it. You've got 32. Now you got 33 subscribers. I just subbed you.
Holy crap, I got 33? Wow. What's it under? Is it all metal mode or is it?
It's just Mike Haer.
I don't know how to change that.
You can go into, you'll have to go, gosh, up at the top. There's some place where you can go into the original settings. It's been so long.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. But there's this guy, I think he's called, let me look it up. Hold on. I wrote it down and I forgot to double check. Yeah, there he is. And don't go watch him. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah. His name is Calabash Digger. And somebody sent me a video. The first video was him just trashing Tesoro. And this is a whole thing we're going to get into here because it just drives me crazy. Paul said 34 things. Paul, I've got 34 now. Wait, am I caught up to you yet, Gypsy? Am I close? Hey, you guys, really cool videos, Gypsy's videos. If you get a chance, go check her out. She does some awesome.
Nation.
Yeah, sorry, I was hanging up on another call. I was deleting another call. But, Zero Discrimination. Love your videos, Gypsy. But, so this Calabash Digger, I want to murder this person. This Calabash Digger is just trashing Tesoro. He doesn't understand this. He doesn't understand that. And this goes back to all the bull crap and misinformation out there. It really bothers me. Here's my thing. I think he's just doing it. I think he's doing it for attention. And maybe he feels that way, but I think it's more about the attention he's getting. And because he just goes on and he trashes people that use Tesoros and stuff. And here's my thing. He just looks like an idiot. Look, if you don't understand a detector, you don't understand why people use it, maybe you should ask and find out. Because again, first off, I know some people who use Tesoros who do amazing with it. Okay, hunting yards and parks and stuff, they can hear the nuances. And this guy says you can't hear the nuances. Well, you're air testing. First off, dummy. It's hard to hear it in the air. But I still would use a Tesoro field hunting, no problem. I do like, you guys know, I really like the Nocta macros. I like the iron volume. They're quick, they're fast, they're deep. But, and although my Tesoros lately haven't been field hunting, I would pick them up in a heartbeat. and I would still choose them over many detectors much more expensive to field hunt with than them.
I just never understood people that trash other detectors and trash other people that use different machines because they prefer another machine over another brand, etc. Because most of the time, the other person that's using a different machine is going to, if they're used to that machine and they know the ins and outs of that machine, they're going to be finding just as much as the other person.
Yes. Yeah.
And no need.
Noel's saying that there's some back and forth videos. Explain further, Noel. I'm real curious what you're talking about. Somebody asked earlier if if it's the same phone number calling in. Mostly it's unknown, and then a couple times there has been a number. Hey Noel, what if I call you in real quick? I can call people into the show. They can't call in. What if I call you in and you explain it a little bit better? I don't care. There's no reason for it. To me, he looks absolutely ignorant, trashing Tesoro and Tesoro people. If you don't know, I've made it perfectly clear. I am not a fan of the T2. Do I trash it? Absolutely not. I would look like a fool trashing it. There's so many people out there who use T2s that kick butt with them. Just because I don't get it or it's not for me doesn't mean it's a bad detector. Yeah, and then like Tom said, he disables comments and won't allow discussion. Yeah, Paul, I don't trash any brands. There's I wouldn't say trash, but there are some that I think are falling behind. I think that there's some, I don't like how they run their business or whatever, but to sit and trash a particular detector, I don't do that. And I just don't think it's fair or right to do. And there are some out there I don't like. I absolutely don't like them. But that doesn't mean that they're bad. What I like, you might not like. And then another person does like, and that's just the way it goes. And so yeah, like Noel knows there's a detector that the company, I hate the company, but you won't hear me even on a personal call. I won't trash their detectors. Heck, I love some of their detectors that I've used. So, I don't know. The guy really got under my skin. Maybe there's more to this. Maybe there's more to the story, but he sounded like some stupid hillbilly to me. I'm going to be real honest with you. And I agree. Turning off the comments, that's chicken shit. Yeah, Bob, there's a lot to be said for knowing your detector. I recently got into, I had to boot a guy from All Metal Mode on Facebook because he was trashing the AT Pro. And again, I might not like the AT Pro, which I do. You might not like it. The next guy might not like it. But you are, I feel like you're not very smart if you're going to trash a detector that has proven itself now for years over and over and over again. You can say you don't like it, it's not for you and everything else. I get that, but to sit there and trash an AT Pro, you don't know what you're talking about then.
Yeah.
But I hate seeing all of that going on. All the trash talk and stuff, and that one really bothered me. It was really excessive. I guess I don't know the whole story. from what Noel said, he said he can't take a call right now, but he'll be our guest tomorrow night, and I'll ask him then. So hopefully we can get to the bottom of that. But I don't care. I don't care what he's got going back and forth with somebody. I gotta think that he probably started something. If he did that, so I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes there's hidden motives of people that do that. I'll get you to message me the link later, if you will,
Okay.
Mike. I'd like to watch them.
I
Check it out.
think it's in chat already. And
I saw that.
Then he goes on to say that it's not picking up a quarter. And, I really have to question, first off, if he did something in his video to make it do that. But if not, he got a bad detector. Without a doubt. I mean, to say it won't pick up a quarter.
Yeah.
You know what? Reach out to the manufacturer. Get it fixed first before you go running your mouth and trashing it. I get so sick of that. And I see quite a bit of it. And again, I don't love every detector out there, but it's really hard to trash something like Tesoro or Fisher or White Scare. Any of them, they all make good detectors. Again, there's some I don't like, but when you see people over and over again doing good with them, and I'll tell you what, I would put this out there. I would hunt with anybody. Field hunting in Ohio, relic hunting where there's no modern trash, heavy iron. I'll take my Tesoros, and I bet I'll keep up with you with no matter what detector you want to use. I bet I will keep right up with you.
Right. And let's see. I'm going to go back to his comment. If my computer will let me. Darn it. Computer's being a mess. Steve just said something about how he said in his title, his post name of the video was 11 Reasons Not to Own a Tesoro. Yeah, you don't start out a post like that in a negative. I mean, right there. You're putting out
the more Bob D said, I heard Tesoro laid off their staff. I thought they closed. Any truth to that? Bob, all I've heard, all I can verify is rumors. Yeah, somebody else asked, every time I hear that noise, is that them calling? Yeah, they are blowing me up. So, sorry about that, guys. Nothing I can do about it right now. But yeah, I've heard rumors. I've heard that they're restructuring. I'm still hearing that there's possibly somebody going to buy them. I just don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard they are still fixing metal detectors. Actually, I have a bad coil I need to get sent in. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Gypsy, I'm getting old and I'm patient, and I've learned some patience, and I'm a pretty nice guy. But I'm telling you what, if these kids, they were in arm's reach, I'd be strangling a kid right now. They're teenagers. I talked to them. I saved their number and called them back one night. And, yeah, they're teenagers. They're mouthy little teenagers. Mm-hmm. I've had months of no issues, and now they're back. But there we go again. Oh, Lord.
It's weird. I can't hear it.
No.
So.
Well, I don't think our listeners are hearing much of it, but they're definitely hearing the little bubble sound, but it is what it is. Yeah, Ken said need to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Wayne said contact Keith Wills to repair your coils or detectors. I know he works on detectors, obviously, but Wayne, do you know if he modifies to Soros?
I bet you Keith could. I know Keith personally, and I bought one of my first Garrett machine from him, and I've bought other detectors from him in the past, but he does all kinds of repairs and has parts of all sorts from all types of detectors. He is super knowledgeable. In fact, where I am in East Texas right now, he's just about 20 miles from my parents where I'm at right now. And I've been to his store, and he just has, I mean, he's bought and sold detectors for years and years, and he'll take old parts off of old detectors and do repairs, and even Garrett on some of the older machines. I know that they'll call him up to see if he has certain parts that they don't manufacture anymore to fix detectors. So you would love his shop. Mike, you would love
I
his
talked to him one time, and I tried to get him to come on the show, and he said get back a hold of him, and I did, and I couldn't. I couldn't.
I bet you our friend Wayne can get him to.
Yeah, Wayne, talk to him. Love to have him on. I'm sorry, I was disabling. The person was calling so much I couldn't even get into my settings and disable it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Did you block him?
Yeah, I got it to where nobody can call in unless they're on my list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Wayne says that Keith is ready to come on the show. He talked to him about it.
Oh, good deal. Good deal. Appreciate it. Wayne, let me know when any Monday or Tuesday that he wants to. I kind of would prefer Monday if he can. Yeah. So let me know.
Ken says Mike's like Santa. He's got a list.
Something
the
like
nutty
that. Right. Right.
Oh, they're cracking me up in the comments tonight. Yeah, Keith is a whiz when it comes to fixing old detectors and the older technology, and I'm sure with the newer technology too, he's up on all that. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've heard he's really good, really good. So let's get him on. Yeah, Paul said great. Those kids got on chat, right? Mm-hmm. Good times, good times.
No, you can read up on Keith. Go to, oh gosh, what was his website? It used to be something, East Texas.
I think it's East Texas metal detectors, isn't it?
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to look it up.
I believe it's East Texas metal detectors.
He used to have a website, Broken Detectors or something like that as well.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah, it's if you type in East Texas metal detectors, it comes up, but it's brokendetector.com.
Yeah, here it is. East Texas. Yeah, it's brokendetector.com. East Texas metal detectors. And, yeah, Garrett, White, Fisher, Shadow X5, I know I bought a Tesoro from him once as well. But yeah, Keith is so knowledgeable. Corps of Engineers, information on his website, Protect the Hobby Now. He's got all kinds of great information on his website if y'all get a chance to check it out.
So somehow I've got my settings to where only people can call that are on my list, my contacts.
Oh, maybe that's the reason why you hadn't been able to take calls.
No, I just said it that way so they'll stop calling, and they're still getting through somehow.
Huh.
I don't know why.
Wayne wants you to call him.
Hey, Wayne, not tonight. I'm way too busy blocking people and stuff. They're calling in 2 at a time and getting in chat and all that. So, let's not tonight. Yeah. I've still got their information, so I know the kids who do it. I still have their information stored and shit. Watch how I react. Keep calling me, you little shits.
Rip into them tonight after the podcast.
Send somebody there. They're in Pennsylvania. Or the one's in Pennsylvania. I hunted him down. Mm-hmm.
Something I wanted to mention too. I mentioned earlier that I'll be in Colorado with Wayne and them at the upcoming thing in January. I'll be mentioning it again. But Wednesday night, if any of you are interested, I will be. We had him on as a guest. Our friend DK from Adventures in Dirt. I'm going to be on November the 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's this Wednesday. I'm going to be on his guest on his Digger Spotlight. If any of you are interested in joining us this Wednesday.
That's awesome. Are you still there?
I am. Are they still calling?
I can't. When they call, your voice goes real low to me. I can't even hear you.
Huh. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't hear at all. I can't tell when they're calling or anything.
Just one after another.
You think they're listening in? They know we're talking about them?
I don't know. I mean, you got to be a real piece of shit not to have anything better to do than to mess with our podcast, you know? Like, what kind of piece of shit life do you got? I'm sorry, keep talking. I'm trying to see, they're calling so much I can't even do anything. I've got to... Yeah, keep calling, you little piece of shit. Pisses me off. You're making me angry. Oh, good Lord. Oh, Wayne, if I put them on the show, they're going to cuss and it's going to get all bad, and I'm going to try to murder them and hunt them down and kill their parents and them, and it won't be any good. Yeah. Pretty sad. Another one.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Little pranksters.
Yeah.
They have nothing better to do.
Yeah, how sad is that?
Pretty sad. That's a sad life.
Yeah. Sit around, play video game. I'll tell you what, the kids are too young. They're 13, 14, 15, but I could sure beat the shit out of their dads for not raising them with a little bit of respect.
If there's fathers even around.
Right. But, yeah, good times. One after another. I've had I can scroll all for 5 minutes and that's how many times they've called.
It'll be past their bedtime soon.
Right. Right. That's right.
Oh, my.
That's funny. Oh, they're funny. Why can't I block? Why did I block them and they're still calling? I don't get that.
Huh. That is weird.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here just one after another. Just sorry, guys.
Wayne says post your phone numbers and let's all call them. Put their number on there.
They're calling unknown. I do have one of the numbers, I think. Well, I don't know. I'd have to verify first. I'd hate to send out a call and it was somebody that tried to call in. Yeah, what a little couple pieces of shit. I'm really pissed off at Skype right now that I turned off that I won't take calls except from my list, and they're not on my list.
Bob says it's Bill's fault because he wrote the call-in number on a truck stop bathroom.
That's funny. Yeah. No, I've got it turned on to where only allow calls from contacts to ring on this device. So why are they getting through?
Somebody you know, a little kid, they got a hold of somebody's number.
No, it's coming. No, I don't. I mean, I don't only talk to metal detecting people.
Huh.
I don't
Well,
know.
shucks.
Don't know. I'll have to do some research after the show and block everything I can and do what I can. I don't know. I'm guessing they'll eventually just have to give up. You know, if I'm not going to take their call.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you faded out for a sec. I don't know.
Yeah, prefaced by for a good time call. Yeah, right, Bill. Exactly. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nothing I can think of. Are you ready to call it a night because of the?
Well, I don't care if you got something to talk about. No, I'm not in a rush to get off. They've got me so flustered. I don't even know what else
Oh, you're
I was going to talk about. Yeah,
That's fine. Call it a night.
It's tough when
anybody in the chat would like to say.
Yeah, it's tough when you grew up in an era where you didn't do this kind of stupid shit. You know, you had a problem with somebody, you said it to their face, and you handled it like men. And you got these little shits that have nothing better to do that I'd like to wring their little necks.
The only prank calls were someone would call and they'd say, "Is your fridge running? Well, you better go and catch someone." and then hang up and giggle and...
Right.
Still calling?
Still calling. Yeah, I'm just looking at my settings and stuff, trying to figure out what is going on. But I can't even do it because I gotta end the call real quick when they call. So I'll look into it tonight, tomorrow, see what I can get done. Because this is driving me crazy.
Well, if you have their numbers, you can post them, and we'll all call them after the show.
Right.
Call them at once.
Right. What am I missing?
Bob says that he was one of those little shits. He admits it.
Yeah, I was a pretty good kid.
It was Tom, and he used to prank call on a rotary phone.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. All right. Well, if nobody's got anything to say, or yeah, Paul, right? Hang up, giggle. Yeah, or giggle, hang up. Yeah, I don't have his number, guys, or I so would do it. I do have a number. I'll have to check it and see whose number it is. I just want to make sure it's not like somebody legit that tried to call in. But the number I'm getting now is an unknown.
An unknown, so you don't have a number on it. Yeah.
Yeah. But of course. But of course. Yeah, okay, this is just getting super boring. Nobody's, I'm not even talking. We're talking about prank callers now and stuff, so.
Well, at least y'all have a guest tomorrow night, and that'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to be talking about the 800 and all that good stuff, so tune in tomorrow night.
I'll call in and prank y'all.
Yeah. Gypsy, I will hunt you down. You're close enough. I will hunt you down.
You've got my number already. I can't do that.
Right. That's funny. Okay, guys, let's call it a night.
All right.
Kind of got crazy here, and at least I seem to kept him out of the chat and all that. So, yeah, tune in tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to hear about the 800, and we're going to have Noel on. He's got some good time on it and knows it, and yeah, good time. So tune in tomorrow night.
Good night, all.
Good night, everybody.